Oh my gosh, you guys. OMG. I have secured over $20,000 in free money towards my business, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I've done it. Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chandali. I'm a licensed esthetician. I specialize in helping estheticians grow their business by sharing my journey. I share how I've built clientele, how I've built an entire spa, and how I'm self-employed and run my solo esthetician practice. So if you're curious about any of that, make sure you hit the thumbs up button down below and let me know that you like it. And also make sure you subscribe down below by clicking the subscribe button. This is the only way that I know that you like today's video. Can't say I ain't never done nothing for you because girl, I'm about to give you all of the tea. Everything that has helped me secure scholarship money, grant money for my business, money that I don't have to pay back. I'm going to tell you everything that I believe has truly helped me stand out as an applicant so that when you apply for grants for your business that you get them. First of all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hey girl, hey. For those that are new to my channel, you may not know that I actually won a scholarship for going to school for aesthetics. So let me rewind a little bit. First portion, I'm going to talk about winning my scholarship for school, and then I'm going to talk about winning the grants that I won for my business. There's something to learn from all of this, so I think it's worth the full watch, but you do you, boo. Winning my scholarship from beautychangeslives.org was actually very surreal. Let me just break down the scholarships on Beauty Changes Lives real quick for anybody who doesn't know. So they break their scholarship opportunities down in seasons. So you're going to have a spring, summer, fall, winter scholarship opportunity. In my opinion, that's wild because they pretty much turn around and run their scholarships back. And they're like, okay, these people won in spring, but you have another opportunity to win in summer. If you don't win in the summer, you have another opportunity to win in fall. And if you don't win in fall, you have another opportunity to win. So I feel like you have the greatest chances of winning. They are also growing a ton. So if you can get over there sooner than later, like, please do. Don't wait for perfect. I was a fall recipient of 2021. Let me look at it. I'm like trying to guess and it's right here. So I won the Black, Indigenous, People of Color, Timing is Everything scholarship for $5,000 in fall of 2021. I received this scholarship about 30 days after they told me that I won. They paid it directly to my school. I never saw the money. It never touched my hands at all. So that's typically how the scholarships are awarded. If you have questions about it, please reach out. The things that worked really well for me is on the site, they have a rubric of what they're looking for that particular scholarship criteria. So do not make a video or submit an application if you have not read over the rubric. It makes zero sense in my opinion. In addition to following the rubric that they are recommending, it is important to follow the time restriction. Understand this, everyone who applies, they have to review. So if the application is a minute long and they're saying don't go over a minute and you make a video that's 2 minutes long, you are disqualified. I'm not saying that the additional minute that you need to share your point of view isn't worth it. I'm just saying that they don't care. Okay, so it's not about you doing what you want to do. You need to follow the structure and the parameters of the actual rubric. If it says that you have 1 minute to explain why your business deserves this scholarship, then you only have 1 minute to talk about it. You don't have a minute and 12 seconds. You don't have a minute and 40 seconds. You have 60 seconds to get your point across. And if it doesn't fit it in that point, you need to cut it down because that is the requirement. And I would hate for you to get disqualified for something that is outside of the parameters. There are other things that I have applied for that I haven't gotten simply because I didn't listen. And so I don't want you to do that. So that was some of the things about applying for the scholarship that I found really helpful. Yeah, so that was the $5,000 scholarship. It got paid directly to the school. I never saw any of the money. It went directly to my school. It paid them out. It took care of a big portion of my tuition. I still had $3,000 to pay afterwards out of pocket, but $3,000, hell of a lot cheaper than all of the money that they were asking for. So that was the scholarship experience. Now let's talk about what most of you guys are here for, and that's the money that I got. So I have secured $15,000 in free money for my business, just completely for my business to grow. I'm not really going to make this video in like a tips video. So if you hear something that stands out to you and you're like, I should write that down, bitch, write it down, because that's what I've done. If you can't pull it from the content, I don't know what to say, girl. Before we really get into it, I want to break down what grant money is. So I've got notes for you guys. So a business grant is money awarded to a company in need of funding for growth, expansion, hiring, or development. Usually, grants are typically given to startup businesses looking to expand or organizations that require research funding. So that's a grant. But there are grants that are for-profit business and there are grants that are for nonprofits. I have secured $15,000 in for-profit business. So the question is, what is the purpose of a grant? I think I answered that, but the purpose of a grant is to help you expand your business. When someone gives you a grant, they're not just giving you money. They're giving you this grant, this funding, this money in the hopes that it can help alleviate any of your pain points. So that is what a grant is. So now I'm going to talk to you guys about the 3 different grants that I have won and the ways that they have came to me. So the first grant that I received was from Worth Up Alliance. It was in partnership with Beauty Changes Lives again. This is why I am such a huge, passionate advocate for Beauty Changes Lives, because they have not only changed my life, but they have stuck with me in my journey of growing. And I can't wait to see it come full circle where I'm mentoring other estheticians or beauty professionals coming into this space, because that's really where I see my journey going. But Beauty Changes Lives had this entrepreneurial grant up for startup companies like myself. It was called the Worth Up Alliance. It was a mentorship program. I initially joined this mentorship because not only was I excited about the grant, I was excited about learning about business. I don't really know a ton about business. At the time, I would say that I'm more knowledgeable for sure now. But I didn't really know a ton about business at the time. And so this grant was through Ted Gibson from What Not to Wear and his amazing husband, Jason Bakke. So what I did for this grant was I had to submit a submission video talking about what I planned to use the funds for, why it was beneficial to be a part of the mentorship program for my business. And I pretty much just shared my authentic truth. If you want to watch the actual application video, I will link it down below in the first comment for you guys so you can see what I did. At the time, I didn't have any advanced skincare devices like the ones that I do have from Zimmets. And that was my goal. I knew that winning that grant, I wanted to turn around, take that money, and use it to secure advanced skincare devices like my hydrodermabrasion machine, my Cool Restore machine, and just grow my business overall. I wanted a bunch of handheld devices. I wanted to up my just overall quality of service. And I explained that in detail in my application video. I talked about where I came from, what I've done, and kind of what my goals were, so that they had a really good snapshot of me as a business owner really quickly. I didn't know anything about pitching. I never pitched my business or brand before. The only other thing I had ever done was apply for the scholarship, and I had gotten that. So I kind of took that same concept of just trying and I applied it to this. So when I actually got the grant, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that I'm getting this grant for $5,000. But it came with a caveat. So let me go into further detail. This was not just like they gave me the money. I had to go through a class with them where we met once a week for 5 weeks for a couple of hours. We met for a few hours. I can't even remember how long. It was at the most inconvenient time in the day for me as a mom because my son was in football and it was during the time that he had football practice. So I was literally at football practice doing these meetings. But it's what I had to do for my business because once we went through the entire mentorship, we were flown out to Chicago that we had to pay for. So this was not a all expense paid type thing. They paid for the hotel and that was all. We paid for our trip out there, for our flight, all of our food, anything that we did, all of the stuff for your presentation, you paid for that yourself. So I brought my wife with me because I knew I needed the emotional support. And we had to go out there after we did our entire class. We would then, at the end of this 5 weeks, pitch our business to pretty much a group of what we call beauty industry sharks. These were people who were tried and true in the industry. So like Caroline from It's a 10 Hair Care. We had the founder of Carol's Daughter. We had Myra, who is a world-renowned speaker. I mean, just like some pretty big dog people that we had to pitch for in front of them. And it was nerve-wracking. Like, I was nervous, so nervous to pitch my business. I had never done anything like that. You only had a few minutes to even pitch. And it just kept making me think, like, how am I gonna get my ideas across in 3 minutes? Like, this is crazy. But we had like a shark style type setup. So I went into the room, and when I walked into the room, there was like a square opening, and I could walk into the opening and everybody was around me, and I had to pitch to the entire panel. And I just did that. I pitched, Linnell Lynch was there, like Ted Gibson was there, like everybody was there. I did not win the $10,000. I won $5,000. So I came in 3rd place, which was crazy to me because I felt like I got first. But the person who got first, she really did win first. She had done things like this before. I'm not saying that's why she won, because she knew what she was doing. And it showed, you know, and that's what proper preparation looks like. And so I wanted to learn from her as well. So me and her are actually really good friends. She is so knowledgeable. She is just like a fucking brick house of knowledge. But I just wanted to learn so much from her, and I did. So anyways, went to Chicago. It was the American Beauty Show. We did our pitch competition there. It was my first ever pitch competition, and I brought home 3rd. I won $5,000. I didn't leave empty-handed. And I was able to come back home and do some amazing things with that. So that I applied for that grant is I went to beautychangeslives.org. I was scrolling for grants that weren't applied just for students, but for people who were business owners or who were maybe going back to school to become a teacher, because that's kind of what I wanted to do initially. So after I won that grant, which was absolutely amazing, it was my first ever big check. I came home and I thought, I was so like electrified that I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep this spirit and energy going, that as long as I have downtime in my business, I'm going to be taking classes for my business. This was my mindset. And I'm really just telling you guys this because sometimes we look at downtimes and we're like, damn, I'm not making any money. But you can't look at it that way. You have to look at how you can invest your time. If you're not making any money, what can you do to make you some money? After that experience, I came back home. I probably took like maybe a month off of classes, and I enrolled in this program back here. This certificate is from the Spark the Spark Community Business Academy in my local city. So this class that I took was for 12 weeks. There was no grant or anything on the table. All that was on the table was the fact that this would get me connected with other like-minded individuals who were knowledgeable about business and wanted to help other small businesses grow. This is an organization that is in my local city, but they do offer a business program called Rising Tide Capital. I've talked about it a couple times, and I'm at the point that if you guys don't want, listen, here's what I'm gonna say. I'm at the point that all I can do is tell you about it. If you don't go to the website or you don't check out any of the resources that I'm telling you about, that's on you. But this is what I'm doing. And if you want even a fraction of what I've got, you literally have to do at least what the fuck I'm doing. So if you're not doing that, I don't really want to hear it. Now, as far as the Rising Tide Capital, I didn't take their program. I went through the Spark Community Business Academy. I hear they're the exact same thing. Only difference is this one is offered in my local city and the Rising Tide Capital is offered all over the US. So I'm just trying to make sure you have access to a similar type program. If they don't have it in your area, I'll keep looking for other business opportunities that are similar in your area, because I know that my city, my small ass city, is not the only city out here trying to put small business on. So get connected with resources. But so I went through this class, and in going through this class, I made an entire video that taught me a lot of shit about business right here. After I took that class, I hopped on YouTube and I told you guys what I learned because it helped me so much. So after I graduated from that class, I was approached by the founder to do a pitch competition because I had won the pitch competition in my class. And during winning the pitch competition in my class, I won like a dot card, which was pretty neat. But doing this pitch competition, there was going to be actual money on the line, which we were never promised that from taking this class. The only thing we were promised was knowledge, and we got that. But the point of me telling you about this is you can't always do things just because you know there's going to be a benefit to you in the outcome. Sometimes you have to do stuff trusting that it's leading you closer to your goal. Like I told you, I'm a powerful manifester, and I'm very capable of manifesting things that are designed for me. So if something comes into my life, even if I don't know why or how or what, I'm trusting that this came to me because of the intention that I've already put out into the universe. So even if it's not clear that I'm going to make a bunch of money, or even if it's not clear that I'm going to gain a bunch of clients, or that even if it's not clear the exact benefit, I trust that that's the reason why I have this in my heart, because I wouldn't if it didn't align with my goals. And that's just how I manifest. Not to mention all of the homework and all of the like practicing, prepping, introspective things that I learned about my business. I had an entire book that's probably about this thick of just work that I had to do on my business. And this work included cash flow statements, predictability, income statements, doing market research. Like, I mean, it really broke down a business in the most basic terminology for somebody who's never taken a business class before. So fast forward to February or March. I want to say it was February. So fast forward to February of this year, 2024. I went to my pitch competition. I'll show you guys photos, obviously, of that. And I won. I won my very first pitch competition, first place. That was my first time ever winning first place for a pitch of my own. I had only ever done a pitch once before, and I got third. So I was very happy that I improved from my first time ever pitching. This time, this pitch was so different, you guys, because I had to pitch in front of a panel of judges, but then an entire audience of people. There's probably like 200 people in the audience about my business. And it was like, I call it gauntlet style. It's when you walk in and everybody's like around you and they're just like watching you. It was gauntlet style. And 5 other people pitched. So I was going against 5 other people and I won $5,000. I'm so grateful to Create Campaign, which created the Spark Business Academy, because this academy helped me grow my business. And I told you guys this was a big part of me being able to move my business, also gain more clients and exposures. But what also happened during this process is I got to meet other people who had the same goals that Create Campaign had when it came to helping small business. All of the judges, I got to connect with them. I gave them my business card. I let them know who I am and my goals with my business. I just wanted to make that network connection of like, hey, I know you, you know me. If you're ever thinking of businesses that you want to support or help, definitely give me a call. I'm always looking to learn. Like, I just was so moldable in that space. I wanted them to know that not only am I a sponge that's here to soak up all of the knowledge that I can, but I'm also clay and moldable, and you can teach me these different strategies. I'm gonna take that and apply it in action with my business. And so fast forward, I get a phone call the other day and I'm literally minding my own business, and it was one of the judges who had judged the pitch competition that I participated in, and he had a grant opportunity available and wanted to let me know that he wanted to award me the business grant after hearing my pitch a couple months prior about just wanting to make an impact, and he wanted to bless my business. And I say, I think the point of this video isn't necessarily to tell you how to win a grant. It's more to tell you about the fact that grants are out there and they are available, but it's all about putting yourself out there. So I told you guys this long ass story, and if you're still sticking around, then you definitely deserve some tips, in my opinion. If you clicked off of the video, then you don't deserve any tips because you're not patient, and patience pays off. Patience is a virtue. Here are my 5 tips. These are my 5 things that I think will help you secure a grant if you are applying, or will at least get you a step closer to securing grant money for your business. So the first thing that I'm going to say is to study winning grant applications. If you know somebody has won something by doing XYZ, it only makes sense for you to make yourself knowledgeable on what they've done and to see how you can put your own spin on it. Never do you want to replicate somebody else's thoughts and ideas, their intellectual property, but we can always take inspiration from those who have been here before and who have done it. So let me give you guys some secret advice. If you are applying for a Beauty Changes Lives application, scholarship, grant, mentorship, any of it, they post winning videos. They post winning applicants to their website to tell you what they're looking for. So if you don't watch those videos, you are literally shooting yourself in the foot. But there is a lot of beauty and authenticity in being original. So when you are pulling from inspirational videos or applicants or papers that you've read in the past or that have happened in the past that you're watching, please make sure you take that in consideration, that you want to put your own flair on it. You want to put your own spin. What makes you different? What makes you stand out? But when you're watching these videos, just pay attention. Are these people talking more about what they've already achieved, what they're hoping to do in the future? All of those things for that particular type of application, because it can be helpful. The second thing that I will say is really helpful for applying for a grant is going to be communicating what you need as a business owner. I think a lot of times when we get in these spaces, we try to be more than what we actually are. And in reality, you just need to articulate what the hell you are doing, what you're not doing, and what you need help doing. So for example, if you need mentorship, now's not the time to be like, and I have all the mentors. You need to be like, I am desperate for mentors. Imagine what I can do with someone like your mentorship team helping my business grow. In perspective, how this particular grant can help you grow your business. You want to over communicate your business. And I think it's really important to communicate your business in the way that business people like to speak, which is numbers. People talk numbers. We want receipts. I articulate exactly what I am bringing to the table for any business so that they know what I'm looking for. Communication is key. You want to communicate exactly what you want to do with your business. If that's you want to go from being solo to having 1 employee or 2 employees, then you need to articulate that. If that is that you want to grow your business at X number amount in profit, then you need to explain exactly what you want to do to get you there. How marketing is going to help you get there. How is education going to help you get there? Like, you want to articulate as much as you can with numbers and stats and graphs and research and facts for what you're looking to do. Number 3, don't be modest. Don't downplay yourself. Now is not the time to be modest. Now is not the time to be like, oh, I guess it's a business. No, it's big business type energy. Boastful. We want to be braggadocious about what we have accomplished in the industry, what you've done in aesthetic school, who you care to cater to. Why are you the go-to caterer for skincare on this particular thing? Are you the best at anything? What makes you the best? Testimonials, clients that felt like they were lost before they found your business, and now that they found your business, how they are thriving or growing. You just want to really talk about your accomplishments. If you achieved anything in school, let's talk about it. You need to be on business when you're talking about your shit, because if you don't believe it, they don't want to give it to a questionable, risky applicant. They want to give it to a tried and true individual. They want to give it to somebody who's still going to be in business a year from now. They want to give it to somebody who's actually going to do something with the money correctly. Also, I recommend including anything that you have going on. Like, are you being mentored by an industry professional? Things like that. Number 4, you need to be clear about what you're going to use the money for. I'm only speaking on people I've competed against and where I've had the competitive advantage is that sometimes we're talking about the fact that we need the money, but we're not really talking about what we're going to do with the money. You don't want to spend all of your time talking about how much you need the money. Like, we want to address the fact that you are in need, yes, but they know that, that's why you apply. Then you want to spend probably 80% of the application talking about what you plan to do, your plan of action. If you know what you're going to do, the odds of you actually doing it are higher than somebody who's like, well, if you give the money, it's going to help my business. Yeah, but how? Like, that's just not enough for people, okay? What would you invest the money in? Is it going to be a mentor program? Is it going to be building your business, expanding, scaling your business, getting more retail products? Is it going to be a website build out? Is it going to be a mobile solution? Like, whatever that you're going to do with the money, you need to be able to tell people exactly what you are going to do with it. And this is my last tip. Whatever the instructions are for the application, for the grant that you are applying, for the funding, you better follow that to the T. This is not the time to take liberties. If the video can only be 60 seconds, I swear to you, you better not make it 1:01. It needs to be 60 seconds or less than. If you only have 2 minutes to get your point across, then you need to get your point across in 2 minutes. Like, I don't know what would make you think that people put rules in place for you to do whatever it is that you want to do. That is just not it. A lot of times these grants tell you exactly what you have to do, the exact questions you have to answer, how many characters you have to answer it in. And ultimately they tell you, you know, advice. This is what they are going to tell you what you're being graded on. So this is what you can use to get yourself out there. I need you to know that this is what's required, because if you can't meet the requirements, we're not even talking. And that is kind of the conversation that you're having without actually having a conversation. Them giving you the rules is saying like, hey, if you submit a video and it doesn't meet this criteria, you're gonna miss. We're not gonna consider you, because they have rules, and these rules aren't just because this is what they want to do. It's to be fair to all applicants who apply as well. So these are the things that I have done that have helped me secure $20,000. Okay. Just really insanely grateful for the fact that I'm doing it. And I look back at my old videos and bitch, I swear to you guys, I cry, y'all. I cry watching those videos, because I knew then making those videos was going to serve me eventually, but to see all of the new subscribers coming in from content that I've created a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, to see all of the subscribers coming in from that, but to see all of the estheticians that I'm helping, like, you guys literally come up to me at shows and y'all are like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm meeting you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I can't believe I'm meeting you. It's so crazy. And I feel so good doing what I love to do. And I hope this video is helpful, and I'm not taking my foot off of these hoes' necks. And I suggest you do the same and you keep applying pressure, girl, with a capital P, okay? And let's go out there and get it, because I just want y'all to know, like, I am rooting for Black girls out here. I want you to get some of this money, because it's out there. It's out there. It's out there, girl. Send it up for your girl. I'll let you guys know what happens when it happens. Y'all will be the first to know. And if you have your subscriber notifications turned on, you'll definitely be the first to know. But yeah, so that's grants. That's grants. That's the tea. Y'all, that's the tea on applying for grants. So hopefully it's helpful for you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. You don't have to go anywhere. I have an entire playlist of bomb ass content right here for you, so you can binge me all day. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.